Wildlife in national parks still avoid humans even during pandemic lockdowns, new study reveals. Imagine a world where the presence of humans has a profound impact on the behavior of large animals in their natural habitats. This is the reality in U.S. national parks, where a new study has revealed that the persistent presence of humans and their infrastructure has led to dramatic changes in the behaviors of large animals. But here's the surprising part. Even when humans were absent during the pandemic-era lockdowns in 2020, many large animals continued to avoid human-built roadways and facilities. This phenomenon has left researchers wondering, what does this mean for the future of conservation and recreation in our national parks? According to the study, published in the Proceedings of the Royal Society B, animals in more remote areas tended to avoid human infrastructure, while those in more developed areas were more likely to explore these areas when humans were absent. But what's even more fascinating is that some species, like the black bears in Yosemite, became so accustomed to the abundant food in the park that they didn't want to leave, even when humans returned. As lead author Caitlin Gaynor, a zoologist at the University of British Columbia, noted, wildlife all around the world fear people and avoid areas of high human activity. But it was surprising to see that this holds true even in more remote protected areas. The researchers used GPS collar data from 229 animals across 14 national parks and protected areas to understand these behaviors. They found that animals tended to avoid infrastructure like roads, trails, parking lots, buildings, and campgrounds, although these inclinations varied among populations, species, and individuals. For example, animals located in more developed areas were more willing to explore those places without any people around in 2020. But here's where it gets controversial. The study's findings suggest that conservation and recreation may not be mutually exclusive, but rather, they can coexist at low levels. As Gaynor said, this study provides evidence that conservation is compatible with recreation at low levels, but that we do need to keep some areas exclusively for wildlife. And this is the part most people miss: the complex ways that animals balance risks and benefits associated with humans. As co-author Forrest Hayes, a postdoctoral fellow at Colorado State University, noted, some species are just more wary of people than others, like bighorn sheep and mountain lions, while others have learned to associate humans with some benefit. So, what do you think? Should we prioritize conservation over recreation in our national parks, or can we find a balance between the two? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The study's findings have significant implications for the management of national parks and protected areas. As we move forward, it's essential to consider the impact of human activity on wildlife and to find ways to mitigate it. By doing so, we can ensure the long-term conservation of these incredible animals and the ecosystems they inhabit. But the question remains, how can we balance the needs of humans and wildlife in these shared spaces? The answer is complex, and it will require careful consideration of the trade-offs between conservation and recreation. As we continue to navigate this complex issue, one thing is clear: the fate of our national parks and the animals that call them home depends on our ability to find a balance between human activity and conservation. So, let's start the conversation. What do you think is the key to finding this balance, and how can we work together to protect these incredible ecosystems? How lions and hyenas navigate human presence in Namibia's Etosha National Park. Imagine a world where lions and hyenas navigate the delicate balance between their natural instincts and the bustling presence of human tourists. A recent study from the University of Georgia reveals how these magnificent predators adapt their behaviors to coexist with us, particularly around waterholes in Etosha National Park, Namibia. Etosha National Park is a haven for wildlife enthusiasts, offering a front-row seat to the lives of lions and hyenas. The park features numerous artificial waterholes strategically placed near main roads to provide tourists with prime viewing opportunities. However, the influx of visitors can significantly impact the animals' natural behaviors. But here's where it gets controversial. While the study highlights the potential disruption caused by human presence, it also underscores the importance of tourism in supporting local economies and conservation efforts. The message here is not that tourism is bad. These large predators need vast territories to roam and find prey, and tourism is a significant economic driver, explains Jim Beasley, co-author of the study and a professor at UGA's Warnell School of Forestry and Natural Resources. Beasley's team aims to understand how carnivores and other wildlife utilize their habitats to minimize conflicts with humans. This knowledge is crucial for managing large parks like Etosha, where animals have ample space to retreat from high-traffic areas. It's essential to have large parks that are accessible to tourists so they can experience these animals in their natural environment, Beasley emphasizes. However, we must ensure that there are designated areas within these parks where animals can go to escape the pressures of tourism. How lions and hyenas adapt. To gain insights into the animals' movements, the researchers fitted 14 lions and 9 hyenas with GPS collars over an 8-year period from 2016 to 2024. Their findings revealed that while lions and hyenas don't entirely avoid busy areas, they tend to gravitate towards less crowded roads, especially during the dry season. The dry season coincides with peak tourist activity, leading to increased traffic, notes Jesse Patterson, lead author of the study and a doctoral candidate at UGA's Warnell School of Forestry and Natural Resources. Despite the higher human presence, animals remain in these areas due to the availability of water holes, but they prefer locations closer to quieter roads. Lions and water holes. A closer look. The study also uncovered interesting differences in how lions and hyenas interact with water sources. Lions frequently linger near water holes, likely for drinking and hunting. In contrast, hyenas are less dependent on water holes, possibly because they obtain moisture from their prey. Additionally, hyenas might avoid water holes to evade competition with lions, who dominate these areas. Interestingly, lions showed a preference for areas with less plant cover, contrary to expectations. In dense vegetation, lions face challenges in hunting effectively, Patterson explains. Moreover, herbivores are more cautious in such environments, knowing that lions can ambush them. As a result, herbivores tend to avoid these areas, forcing lions to hunt more openly. On the other hand, hyenas favor areas with more tree cover, which provides shade and helps them stay cool. Chapter 2. Implications for Park Management. Understanding the spatial preferences of large predators is vital for effective park management. This knowledge can guide the placement of roads and water holes, ensuring that animals remain safe and visible to tourists. National parks that host large carnivores play a crucial role in both conservation and tourism, Beasley states. Tourism generates substantial revenue for many countries, and the desire to see these majestic creatures in the wild is a powerful motivator for travelers. The study, published in Global Ecology and Conservation, was co-authored by Stephanie Periquet-Pierce, Madeline H. Melton, Brennan Peterson Wood, Dipanjan Naha, and Claudine Cloet. And this is the part most people miss. Balancing the needs of wildlife and human visitors is a complex challenge, but it's one that can be addressed through careful research and management. What do you think? Should parks prioritize wildlife protection over tourist experiences, or is there a way to strike a balance? Share your thoughts in the comments below.